Well, welcome to Spitfire episode 20. We made it to 20 after a brief hiatus. My name is Bryson. Of course, joining me for this one is going to be the guy who is responsible for delaying Spitfire by 4 weeks, Chris Tunn. But more importantly, our guests for this one, of course, long-time returning mainstay of Spitfire, Reedy. Reedy, how are you?
Buzzing, mate. Great to be back.
Love it. Shame you haven't got a webcam, but your beautiful picture will do regardless. And, of course, a player who has been, let's say, under the spotlight recently, not through any fault of his own, but it is going to be Trey, better known as Zer0. Trey, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Awesome. All right. Lot to talk about. Considerable amount to talk about. One of the topics for this has been, I think it's the biggest topic at the moment, right? Red Reserve. Now, my feelings on this subject are fairly well known, as I mentioned them yesterday onto Twitter. And Trey, feel free to discuss as much or as little as you can legally and what you feel comfortable. All right, like if you don't want to talk about something, we'll just kind of move on to something. But I think the main thing for me here is there has been a lot going on. There was a statement come out from Red. I don't really see any official statements coming out from the players as of yet.
I did a tweet, but I deleted it. I couldn't be asking involved.
Yeah. But I think kind of exploring the timeline and what they said and what has kind of happened is something that people can kind of start to understand. Before we do that and lean too heavily on Trey, Ton, anything you want to kind of throw in?
No, I think you sort of covered everything. It has been an ongoing saga for quite some time, hasn't it? And it seems to eventually come to a head, although I'm sure there obviously has been a lot going on behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm sure Trey would have a lot to speak about, but we'll see what he can say.
All right, so if you haven't heard the news and you've been living under a rock, and I'm not sure how you got to this point, but Red Reserve is officially no more. That team has... If you missed that, that was Matty Marshall in the background. I can't even hear what he's saying. What's he saying, Trey?
I think he's saying phase up, baby.
Yes, he is.
Nice and subtle.
I'll tell you something. I am done with Matty's baiting tweets. It is the hurry up. Red Reserve is gone. From what I understand, they've declared bankruptcy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's been...
Let's just declare bankruptcy and just fucking rob players over excess of 40 grand. Like, fuck you.
Each.
Fantastic.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Red Reserve. Fuck you.
I think it is.
It's fucking disgusting.
Now, Trey, here's so let's start to kick this off on this
Go on.
Red Reserve thing, man.
Right,
Like, when was the very first time an issue presented itself? Because people will think it only happened in the last couple of months. It isn't. It's quite a way back from what I understand.
The time where it started getting like, when we was like, have they actually got any money, was like Christmas time.
Yeah.
When we were sat there, it was like, are we getting paid? And they were like, yeah, you're getting paid on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve came, and we didn't get paid. It was like, oh, when we getting paid? Before the New Year. And it came to the New Year, still no pay. It just kept going and going and going and going and going until we actually got paid.
Wasn't there a few issues before Vegas? Because I remember...
Bricey?
Bryce, Mike?
Mike's died again.
Don't worry, I can help him out on here. Wasn't there a few issues before Vegas? Because I remember
Bryce.
myself as a player.
Bryce, yeah, Mike's died.
Bryce, Mike.
I remember.
Mike. Look at that.
I remember myself as a player that you guys haven't received your prize money.
Oh yeah, I mean the prize money thing. I was like,
He's back.
I'm back. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Like the prize money thing is insane.
the prize money thing was like an ongoing thing from like the off season. You are right there. We said to Pat like he could use some of our prize money to buy Matty.
Yeah.
Just for the pure fact of like, fuck yeah, we're gonna get Matt and we're gonna get our prize money. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna take a bit more time. But like we was alright waiting for our prize money. Like if we got Matt, because it was a bidding war between Splice and Red. And whoever got Matt was gonna be the better team.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, we'll give our prize money to get Matt. And it just kept going and going and going and going. And then pay kept getting later.
But to stop you right there, like I think that point we have to talk about to begin with. Red Reserve said to you, look, Matty's going to be expensive, which is obvious. Bidding. Well, we all knew that what happened with Red Reserve and Spice thing, and like they both wanted Matty, right?
Yeah.
Red Reserve said to you, "We're not going to pay you out, and so we're going to use that money to get Matty, and then we'll pay you back eventually." Is the gist of it, right?
Well, Pat didn't go to his board and say, "I need this money." He done it behind their backs.
Oh, okay. And obviously, you guys have essentially bet on Pat there. Like you've got taken him at his word and said, "All right, you know."
Well, no, I didn't find this out until like I think it was like Vegas, maybe probably before.
Lovely.
Like
Shit.
but he was using it as a term of like he was using it as a term as like, listen, if I go to the board and say this, like I can go and say like, listen, they're gonna use their prize money, then I'm gonna get like more of a like leeway of actually saying like getting a yes to use like the other half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's easier for him in that
Yeah,
situation.
basically.
Yeah.
And then we get Matt, but essentially, my prize money and everyone else's prize money got spent on Matt. So
but here's the thing, like they gambled with your. So here's the thing. It was such a trust exercise. Like you fully trusted Red Reserve to do.
Pat was our owner for like 2 years. Like him and Joe are like, Joe and Reese were like the trio. You know what I'm saying? Like they always, Pat never done them wrong for like 2.5 years. So it was more like it was more of a, oh, he won't fuck us over type shit.
Yeah, because I remember talking to you guys and like I know at Vegas there was like that creeping in of like, is okay? Because Pat was there and he seemed perfectly happy. There was nothing on the surface to kind of say other than the salary's starting to come late. What was going on?
I mean, he came here and spent like $3,000 on dinners and shit, so we didn't think anything was wrong.
That's mate. You spent $3,000. You bought dinner. You bought that dinner, man.
I really did. Yeah, I really did.
Shit.
And then like, so the next part was, from what I understand, is the payments kept getting delayed from there. Like it kept not happening.
So in our contract, it was like 25th to get paid. Yeah. Because my phone bill came in on 25th, so I just wanted to, that was me being selfish. My phone bill. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like they kept getting later and later and later, and later and later until it got to the point where it was like, in like 5 days, we're gonna be owed 2 months. We're like, where the fuck are we gonna get our money from? And bearing in mind, like living in Vegas is like, it's cheap to live there, but like, we're all like, we all don't cook, you know what I'm saying? So we're just like ordering food every day.
I know.
Like,
I'm well aware of this.
like,
unless you're on the Red Reserve boys when you're ordering
Like-
fucking lunch, fucking breakfast and dinner.
like it's expensive to live there. Like if you're just ordering food every day, which we were. So like, cash flow was a real issue because like we've all got money. That's not the issue there. It's just like, before we'd see it leave and come back. Now we're just seeing it leave.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where like once you got that salary in and all of a sudden it disappears. Like that's where it gets a little bit, oh god, what's happening? So from what I understand, there was clauses in the contracts.
Our contracts were dog shit.
I'm not denying that fact.
They were god awful. Like that's on our behalf. Like to where we couldn't like leave or anything like that. That's on our behalf. But like, doesn't change the fact that they still owe us like all that money and stuff like that.
I suppose that comes from, as you said, though, you've been with Reese had been with them for 2 years and the trust's there, so it's like, it'll be fine. I can understand.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we've never
not
done this before. Like,
it's not like you're joining a new unrecognized org.
It's our
different.
fault and their fault, like in terms of that. But like contracts are definitely like a big thing because you protect yourself.
Yeah,
that's the main issue. Like what we had, like so, got to like fast forward to season 1, I think.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there like, what the fuck's happening? Because we still haven't been paid. Then we said, listen, if you haven't got the money, just sell us. They were like, all right, we'll go sell you.
So there's go on, mate. Sorry.
They were like, yeah, all right then. And we was like, can we go find people? I was like, yeah, all right then. Bear in mind, we're still owed, all of us, like, Matt's owed like 10 grand less than us. Ben's not owed anything because there's no prize money there. He's just owed salary.
Yeah.
And they go to people and they're like asking for 200k.
Yeah, so I heard. So there's 2 points that you brought up. I'm very curious in. One is, I believe they came. So there was a clause in one of your contracts, or I believe it was talked about, where if your payment wasn't received by a point, you'd be technically out of contract. Is that right?
My contract got voided. Mine, Reese's, and Joe's contract got voided 3 months ago without us even knowing.
Yes, that was kind of what I was getting at.
So we were sat there at we were sat there in our apartment, just like Joe just pulled up his contract just for a random reason, just to see something.
Yeah.
He pulls up his contract. He's like, "Been fucking voided." I'm sitting there like, "Eh?" Reese checks his. He's like, "Yeah, mine too." I'm like, "I'm gonna go check mine." We're like, all three of us have been fucking voided. Ben, check yours.
So let's get that, because this is the bit I don't quite understand fully. By voided, can you explain to the people watching at home what exactly that meant in terms of, like, you logged in and saw, well, it just have a big void thing on it, or did they break
Yeah,
it?
it just had void across the whole contract, like void on each like paper.
Okay, so let's. Oh, I got.
But the worst bit about it was Matt and Ben wasn't.
Well, no, they wanted to sell Matty. That was.
But like we just sat there like, I understand like why, but like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's not how contracts work, unless they've got a clause that they can void their contract at any time.
No, but when we asked him, he was like, "Yeah, I ain't done that." And we're like, "Who's the only person that has like the DocuSign account?" He's like, "Me." I'm just saying, like,
did you not have like a hard copy you printed out though?
No one ever has a hard copy.
Do you not have your own saved copy somewhere, like anything? Because
Of the contract?
Yeah,
I have a copy of the contract, but
Yeah.
it just says void for it.
Yeah, but
When
that's
I
the-
was in Mill. They flew us out to Paris once, signed actual paper contracts, and I still have that in my house somewhere. And like, if they fucked me around, I could take them to a small claims court and fucking sue 'em.
yeah.
The
But I mean,
issue with contracts like that, where people can just access them online and just void them, is just fucking bullshit. That's why I don't really like esports contracts. Such a grey area. Like,
the worst bit about it is, I was
especially
like,
Call of Duty.
I was forced to stay and play because I'm hoping I get 50k, like hoping to get my prize money.
That and the spot, mate. Like,
Yeah, of course. I'm just sat
you have to
there
wait
like,
for roster mania basically to go. Yeah, I guess I can see.
So-
So before we move on to that bit, because that bit's very important, by the way, the fact
Yeah.
that you were kind of trapped. Contracts, by and large, like, unless I had a look at this contract, which I haven't, like, it's very weird for a contract just to have a thing where they could just void it whenever the fucking they want. The fact they void it over it doesn't really mean a lot, especially if you had a copy yourself. It's interesting to go that they just basically went behind your back, found the online copy, and go, yeah, it's just stamp void all over that, bollocks to them. When they could still be on the hook for things.
the only reason I cared was because of my money. Like, if I got voided just for a pure factor like that, I'd be like, oh, I don't really care. Like, all right, you voiding this, like, you obviously.
But still, mate, the slyness of that.
I mean, yeah, that's.
At what point? So before we move on, at what point then what was that conversation like with Patrick just saying, oh, because he said he didn't do it. It kind of just dropped there?
Yeah, we all just sat there, and he was just like, yeah, I haven't done it. I'm like, well, who else has the thing? Like, who else has the login to? He's like, only me. I'm like, we'll
Yes,
put
who's done it then?
together. Like, come on now. Don't bullshit me. Like, you owe me 50 grand now. Like,
That's actually worse than I
like,
thought.
I hit him with a text because I was mind blown. I'm like, listen, like, you really can't just fuck me about right now. Like, I've actually had enough. I'll fly to Sweden.
So at this point in the saga, you've allowed them the prize money to buy Maddie. Payments haven't come in. You then check your contracts, and your contracts have been voided for 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
By
who bear in mind, by the way, I owed the most money.
Jesus.
He voided mine, Reese's, and Joe's, which was all owed $30,000, like minus salary. That's just prize money.
Yeah, and then you put your salary on top. Like, so the money starts to get out of control. I still can't believe this void thing, by the way. At that point, I would have, I don't understand why they could just void it. There can't be something in the contract that just allows them to do that. I refuse to believe it. unless they've just written a bullshit one-sided contract. They probably haven't. They just voided just to go, fuck you guys, we're not paying you. At that point, when it was voided, did you just say, are we actually getting up salaries or fucking anything?
We just sat there, I was like, what the fuck do we do now? It was like, can we like go find other orgs to join? And they were like, yeah, go. And then we were like finding people, and then we was like, what do we say to him? Like, what's the buyout? And he was like, 200,000.
Now, I heard a rumor that there were interested parties. Now, we won't name them because some of them are fairly well-known orgs, from what I understand. There were parties somewhat interested to acquiring your team for the league.
Yeah.
Right up until that number dropped.
Well, yeah, because who wants to pay an org money to pay us? It's basically like them paying our prize money for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they buy the spot. They buy our team for 200k, but that money goes straight back to us. So it's essentially another org paying our money that Red can't pay. So why the fuck would anyone do that?
Yeah.
Essentially like an org getting us for free and then paying us like 50k sign-on bonuses. Like, it's pointless.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, you couldn't even the money got so high you couldn't even make it back from a sign-on bonus and really cut the tie because you weren't getting that money back. You had to basically stay with Red. Before we go any further, Trey, just kind of recap on what we've been talking about here. I want to bring Tunn and Reedy in on this situation because there's a lot to digest and talk about. Tunn, what do you think about where we are so far in this palaver?
I mean, we sort of knew, didn't we? Like, that some shit was going down. Obviously, we talked to you guys about it and sort of had a good idea of what was going on. But holy shit, I didn't realize it was like... I mean, it's just the fact that it was so long. Like, Joe went on and just suddenly seen the contract was void. I mean, how can that happen for, like, what was seen as a fairly respectable org is baffling to me. It's absolutely...
The funny thing is, it gets worse.
It does.
I don't know how it could, but it did.
Reedy, you've had your fair share of scumbag orgs in the past. Want to weigh in here?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but it doesn't surprise me that an org's done it. But it surprises me that it was Patrick. I generally thought Patrick was a genuine guy. But then I read that fucking press release that Red Reserve done, and
we'll get to that. We will get to that shit.
Let's get to that shit. Holy fuck!
That was literally the most mind-blowing thing I've ever read in my life. But it kind of just sucks because like everyone on that team I see as good friends, and I fucking hate seeing my friends like get fucked around like that. It's just sickening, to be honest.
Yeah, it's madness because it's you guys are like a. Well, I don't want to say this like an amateur team with an amateur org where we see this shit happen too often. We've actually got to talk about some other stuff, later on in the show about other orgs that it's all going bananas with them. For you guys, this is absolutely insane. But that kind of brings us up to, so we say around January and stuff. And this is where the payments started not coming. As soon as you were voided, right? That's when payments stopped coming in. Was Maddie still being paid? Was Bant still being paid?
No one's being paid.
So nobody's being paid. That's curious for me as well because if Maddie's not being paid, Bant is being paid. How are their contracts not voided?
I don't know. Like, that's our bad with the contracts, but still, like
I mean, technically they would have been voided.
Oh yeah, of course. But like for a contract, like the contract literally didn't state like when they had to pay us stuff like that. It was just on the 25th of each month.
Yeah, but then you have like a 14 days grace period, and then you have
that's not in our contract though. That's what I mean. Like
no, but that's just bog standard contractuary. If you're employed by someone, I'm pretty sure that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Grace period where you have to get paid, and then you have to give them a letter stating rah. It's just a load of fucking bullshit.
At this point though, we literally don't have time.
By the way, like if you're in the UK. If you're in the UK and obviously you're signed up as a contractor or a freelancer to these orgs most of the time, right? You don't go down as an employee. But if you go down as a freelancer in the UK with another UK company, there is actually at the moment, and this is for any players or anything listening or anybody who's going to sign with a UK company, there is an actual government thing they released a little while ago where if you send this contract and both sides sign it, when you send them an invoice, it legally has the ramifications of that interest will be paid after 30 days. And it's a legal thing the government has to protect small businesses and freelancers and stuff. And if you do that, I'd have to look for it, and I'll see if I can tweet it out and stuff. It's not relevant in this situation because of the Swedish stuff, and I don't know Swedish laws. But basically, if you are in the UK and you're signing with the UK team, use this contract, then invoice them at the end of every month if you are owed money from them. Because if they don't pay it, legally you can take them to small claims court and you can recover not only the money you're owed but interest, and it's not a small amount of interest you get paid, and it's reinforced by the government. But yeah, that's just something I thought I'd mention at this point. I'll bring that out later. But Trey, this is where it gets a little bit confusing for me because I know shit got weird from here. I'm trying to think of the next point to jump to. I want to say there were FA tweets coming out from. So Bance got dropped. Let's talk about that. What happened there? Because Bance was. You had what I'll say is a rough Fort Worth, and then we saw an FA tweet come out from Bance, and then we saw various things kick off in the news and stuff. What was the organisation like at Fort Worth? Were they there? Were they supporting? Did you speak to them about Fort Worth?
Oh, no one was there. The only person that was there was Kurt, and Kurt was just with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Kurt's helped everyone out in ways that, like, no one will know unless someone tells it. But like, Kurt's been helping everyone out, like sorting everyone out. Yeah. Kurt was just there helping. Dom was there, like our coach. Like, because I didn't think we had a bad Fort Worth. It was definitely an improvement.
Yeah, I was saying rough in more of the terms of people still want you guys to go, you know, like top 3 regardless.
Oh yeah, no, it was right. It was an improvement. It's definitely not what we wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So at that point, like the org basically wasn't really being communicative about, you know, what you guys are doing going to an event. Because you also had, here's the other thing, you also had a coach. Never gets spoken about, but dominates part of your team.
He wasn't getting paid.
Yeah. Like, so people are just on the hook here. And then this is the bit where you tweeted, and I think Matty tweeted
after the split division week. Yeah,
about FA restricted 10k buyout. This sort of set Twitter ablaze, and was maybe the first real inkling to people what is going on.
I thought it was bait because it was on fucking April Fool's, wasn't it?
Yeah, fucking shite day to do that. I done that, and I was like. I done that, and my girlfriend was like, "You do know it's April Fool's Day?" I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah, when I saw, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw you and Matt both tweet out price tags and it was only 10k, I was just like, these guys are actually fucking pulling my chain.
I knew it was real, but I don't know why. I don't know if I spoke to one of you two. I knew it was real, and I can't remember why I knew it was real.
I think I messaged Matty afterwards, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "No, it's real." I was like, "Shit!" Like,
I replied back to my tweet like, "This is not an April Fool's Day. Like, I know it's a bad day to do it, but like." Tragic.
What was that about then? Was that just you guys going? Because was Matty like out of contract then? At what point? What actually happened?
That was just team stuff.
Oh, okay.
That was nothing to do with the org. That was just team stuff.
Yeah.
Which like I'm not going to talk about in stream because that's like.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't want.
That's like internal stuff where it's just like. Bottom end is like, I wanted to leave and then Matt wanted to leave and it just went from there. But that was nothing to do with the org or contracts. That was just like. We're out.
Fair. I can see that. So
like we had an agreement with Red that like they could still like pay our money and then they still keep us. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
But like obviously we didn't get paid our money, so
yeah.
There you go.
So that brings us on to the point we were going to cover a little bit earlier, right? This is the bit that gets me. And if you're watching or listening to this on the YouTube. Put yourself in this scenario, right? You haven't been paid. The org owes you substantial money that you have essentially let them use for a limited period to get this player you want. You're then in the league spot, and you can't leave because if you go to another team to start getting a salary because your contract is voided, which you know apparently Trey's was, you're basically putting you feel like you put your prize money at risk. Like it's a lot of money to go. Oh, you know they can play silly buggers with me now because I'm not in their org or whatever. And I've got to walk in and represent them every week in the pro league or whatever. And then like to just not have a response essentially from them. And then this is the best bit, the eviction.
Yeah.
Take us through, because I was told, or somebody told me, that you had the entire year paid up, and it turns out that was a lie.
We got told that when we moved in, and then all this went down a red. And I said to Ben, Ben, text the owner. This was in Columbus still. This was a season 1 when we found out like all the contracts were void and stuff like that. We went to go get food, and I said to Ben, Ben, just text the owner of the house and see if it's been paid for.
Jeez.
It was just like a gut feeling, you know. I was just like, Ben, just text him, see if it's been paid for. It's like, you got a reply back like instantly. It was like, you owe $7,000 in like 2 days, and you didn't pay last month's rent.
Jeez.
And I sat there, I looked at Joe and Ben, and I said, I fucking told you. I told you that shit didn't get paid for. And then fast forward to like, let's say like 1st of April, like probably the same day that I announced FAO, like 2 days after. Actually, no, it was when Matt went to Canada, I think.
Yes, because wasn't there setups in the house or something? Like people were saying
it was 2 days before Matt left for Canada. No, the night before. That was it. Night before, 7th of April. Me and Kurt are out having a drink. Matt goes home early because Matt doesn't come out because he's got to fly next day.
Yeah.
Me and Kurt are out till like 4 a.m. or some shit. We get back to the house. We're in an Uber back there, and then Kurt gets a text saying, "Everyone out the house by tomorrow."
By tomorrow.
I'm sitting there looking at Kurt. I'm like, me and Kurt are fucking hammered at this point.
So who sent that text? Sorry, who sent that text to Kurt? Pat. So the CEO just said, "Oh, by the way, you're out."
Tell everyone to pack their stuff and leave.
What happened then? Does anyone message you back saying?
Oh no, me and Kurt. I was pissed out of my head. Like, I'm looking at
the best
like,
time to get
I'm trying to sober up. I'm sat there just like staring at myself. Just like, all right, this is happening. Walk downstairs. Reese comes down. And then we tell Reese, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then Reese is like, should I do a tweet? And I was like, I'm already tweeting. Fuck this. And then apparently we get like another month there or something like that, but I didn't believe that. So
I think I talked to you about this. I think I messaged you saying I don't think you can be insta evicted. I don't know the laws in the US, but I don't think it even applies.
You can't get insta evicted, but like, I'm not trying to get evicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be in that house when the letter comes through the door and be like,
because you're on a visa as well, right? You don't want to get involved in any legal shit while you're over there. Yeah, I get it.
No, look at that. Like, if we get hit with the eviction notice, like that could potentially fuck up our visas.
Shit.
And we don't want that. So like, we're trying to get a situation sorted straight away. Like, me and Kurt, we're gonna get an Airbnb and stuff like that. Like, more money out the fucking account. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not seeing back, but like, it was like, I got loads of offers from everyone to like come live around there and stuff like that. But like, it was such like a messed up situation where like, where are people gonna go? So next day, like, everyone's packed up their stuff. It's only me, Kurt, Dom, and Reese left in the house. Like, everyone's packed up their shit. Joe's packed up his shit and gone to Rex's house. Matt's packed up everything and gone to Canada. Like, Matt went to Canada not knowing where he's gonna come back to.
Jesus, that's the other bit. Like, so I don't want to overset because we're not going to talk about this, but this is where also the team were having issues in turn.
Mike. At least he did it. He's happened quick this time.
No.
Should have come back.
There we
Fucking
go.
honestly, my sound card today.
I see. It's always me with the technical problems, he says.
Sorry. So this is I forgot where we bloody were now. Yes,
internal problems.
Yes. So you guys, so it was stress on stress, right? Because you guys obviously weren't having the greatest of times as team chemistry. Vibes were not good, as it is known. And then this was happening. Did that make it more difficult to kind of organize any sort of response or like go through it, or was it like you kind of put those things aside?
I mean, it was WrestleMania, you know. It was WrestleMania. Like, I'm trying to get a team, Matt's trying to get a team, Reese trying to sort out his own team. And we're like, are we getting kicked out? Like, everything's just fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
I'm waking up and stuff like that. Like, I went out and bought 2 new suitcases, like ready to pack all my stuff. Like, I was ready to dip.
And this is all on top of not being paid for months and being owed prize money.
Yeah, so we get all this stuff happen, and I do a tweet, and then the denial owner responds. I didn't see his response, but then he messaged Reese and was like, Reese told him the situation, blah blah blah, and he came through and paid for all the rent. I think it was like, I don't know how much it was. It was like, let's say like 30 grand maybe. He paid out. Like
Fucking hero.
Jesus.
Absolute G for doing that, but
like
I will give him his
have to
credit.
pay.
I have been a. There is some parts of some stuff he's done that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not gonna lie it, but that is a big thing to kind of go out and do and rescue players in that situation. They cannot deny that for him.
yeah, it's like when Hex fucking paid for Mark's and Nick's flight to Orlando that one time. It's just fucking. People are very fucking generous, man. People can be some of the best people in the world, but they can also be the most scumbag.
It was weird because like we never spoke to the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he just comes out of nowhere and does that. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
But like, bear in mind, like, I'm still trying to leave the house just because like, I'm still trying to leave the house just because like, obviously Reese is gonna get his new team that he's gonna want to move into a house and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I stayed there for like, I think another week or so. I said to Reese and Joe, I was like, listen, I'll be out your hair in no time. You just gotta give me time to like, sort out my shit and then I'll leave.
Yeah.
That's just out of respect for me because I don't want to be there with 5 other people when they're all scrimming and after scrims be in their face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. Like it's all
like they hit me with you can stay for as long as you need to. I'm like, look, I'm trying to sort it out. Don't worry. Like, it's like not feeling welcomed. Like I felt welcomed. It was just more of a fact like out of respect for me. Like I wanted to go.
It's insane. It genuinely is shocking how much. And this is the whole thing. Like at this point, still, you hadn't been told you weren't getting your money back. As far as I know.
I mean, we chalked our money, like.
But you hadn't been told it. Nothing had been said to you in terms of that, right?
It was never like you're gonna get your money, you're not gonna get your money. It's just like what we knew. Really, it was like what we were thinking.
So in this whole like in this bit, was there any further conversation with Patrick?
Oh no. The only person that could get hold of Pat was like Kurt, really. Like I messaged Pat like a big paragraph, no reply. Matt would message him, no reply. Like, and it got to the point where like, why the fuck we messaging you? Like, you fucked us over.
Yeah. Did Kurt get anything out of him at all?
No, just I think Kurt got out of him just like, yeah, get rid of the players. Just do it.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. All right, and that kind of nicely brings us up because that was only a little while ago. Looking at my calendar.
A week or two ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, but say 14 days. It was almost 2 weeks ago, actually. Just under. Sorry. And then obviously bankruptcy. And let's delve into what I like to think is a wonderful statement from a professional. Because by the way, just before we go into this, there is other information that people have overlooked here. From what I understand, the staff is also owed a lot of money.
Everyone's owed money.
Yeah.
Even my girlfriend.
The CSGO team is owed money. Your other half is owed money.
Yeah.
You guys have been through the absolute ringer because I know I've been speaking to you and a few people behind the scenes. Like it's been unbelievably stressful.
If you picture this year, like start of the year, Pat's got all these plans and stuff like that. We go to Sweden, me and Matt, we go for like the awards thing. Matt's there, like blah blah. And then Pat hits me with oh, your girlfriend should come work for us. Like I need someone like to do like to be like my like person that's like booking flights and helping me out manage stuff and like that.
Yeah.
So she quits her job and then like 3 months later this happens.
Shit.
So
yeah.
And she's owed money, and then like other people are owed money, designers are owed money, we're owed money. It's like fuck me. Like
I've heard the CSGO team was owed money. Maybe I don't know if that's.
I think the Rocket League team was owed money.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Before we go into this statement, because it's
I haven't even read it. Like
I'll read it.
So someone texted me saying they're blaming you, and I was like, all right. I'm fuming.
It's amazing. All right, Reedy and Tunn, let's bring you back in and kind of get you to weigh in at this point. Let's start with Reedy. Reedy, you there?
Yeah.
At this point, like, what are your thoughts, buddy?
Honestly,
Yeah.
fucking with Trey now, I just chalked the fucking money situation. Knew it was fucked because I've been in a situation not as bad as this by any fucking means. But you know, you as a player know when you're not going to get paid and stuff. You can just get
Oh
the
yeah,
vibe.
I chalked this up 2 months ago.
Yeah, like you get the vibe and shit. The team's obviously going to shit. Trey just wants to do what he wants to do. Matt wants to do what he wants to do. Reese wants to do what he wants to do.
It's not like 4 months ago, mate. We were talking about 500 quid, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, what last year from Epsilon, I was owed over 10 grand, and they're still paying me to this day. I got to a stage where it was like fucking chalked. Like, bro, I ain't seeing this money. But to be fair, Greg's come through.
I'm past that point right now.
And he actually has been paying us, but it's been in little installments. But I'm still happy I'm getting the money.
yeah.
But like that shit,
Bro,
right?
I would take installments right now.
Yeah, but if it was anything above like what I was owed, it was like 50k in that. I'm just gonna be sitting there thinking,
Yeah, but not just you, Reedy.
five
The whole
man,
team.
50k each.
Yeah, man.
So they do not have 250k plus the salary, plus the fucking staff. Where is this money coming from?
Well, what I want to know is where the money is gone. If staff aren't being paid,
It's a
if
question.
Go's not being paid,
I mean,
he's not being paid, and COD
I
also is not
never
being
ever
paid.
wanted to badmouth Patrick ever, but my man was living a good fucking lifestyle for a hot minute. That's all I'm gonna say. After the first time I met him with his beat up Reebok trainers in one of the events in London or something like that, bro, I thought he was a fucking drug dealer at a stage. But he's been living a nice lifestyle, so I'm just assuming the money's just gone straight to his back pocket. I think a lot of org owners do that as well. I feel like a lot of them are shady as fuck.
See, I heard that. I heard Pat spent somewhere along the lines of 15 grand in Vegas. Not that quite that much, but I heard he was flexing a little bit in Vegas.
First class there and back. Well, these lot are at 50k. I mean, I'm sure Matty will probably respond to the chat.
I mean,
as well.
when we seen that, we was like, fucking class, nice. Got P.
But then after that, it's like, well,
Yo, 15 racks in one weekend, bro. We are getting paid next week. Run it.
Yeah, that motherfucker flew Player Airlines.
And then we didn't even explain the situation. So he rings us. So we had an agreement in our contract about getting like higher salary next year.
Yeah.
If they want to keep us, they'd have to pay us this. And then he rings Joe and was like, blah blah, like, oh, we think that's too low. We're gonna up it even more. And we're like, yo, fucking nice. Like, must have money. Week later, bro, boom, all this happens.
Just so weird to me because
How?
Patrick's never been that kind of guy to like. He's always been straight up. Well,
I
with
know.
me anyway, and I know for a fact he was straight up with Reese and Joe because you know what Joe's like. He wouldn't trust someone unless he trusted them. Like,
Do play
Bro,
that.
it got to the point where I thought Red was like what? It got to the point where like I thought Red was like one of the best dogs to be in.
yeah, it just fucking blows my mind, man. Even
So like even like last year after Anaheim, they booked us into like a Hollywood Hills house for the week.
I remember that because
I remember because I was nearly going to end up there after my flight got cancelled. Actually,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was like they didn't have to. We just said like, oh, is there anywhere we can stay? And it was like, here you go, here's your budget, go do this. Like they were good like that. It was just like it got to the point where I think it was just so much money that they just didn't want to tell anyone that they were getting fucked. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my personal thing with Patrick is I've had both positive and negative interactions with him. But I assumed that more of the serious business stuff was being taken care of by board members and other people because I some of the stuff, my interaction with him, like every time I met him, perfectly fine. It was great. I had a great
every
relationship with
time you
Patrick.
met fucking Patrick, he was steaming.
Yeah.
Like there was never a point where I was like you can't blame Pat fully, and I don't like want to do that. But like it was more.
I think you have to because
I mean, no, it was more it was like I know it's like the board as well. I'm not trying to say like Pat's a good guy and stuff like that because
yeah.
like Pat could have just told us the truth. Like that's what I cared about the most. Instead of like getting my hopes up, why don't you just tell me that I'm not going to see that money? Why have you done this agreement? Why have you done this? Why have you done that? Just tell me. Like I ain't give a fuck.
yeah. I mean, like as I was going to ask before, do you think I think Bryce sort of skirted over it? Did this whole situation have a big bearing on how the team sort of went that way? Do you think like that extra stress on top of all this had a negative effect on the team?
I don't really think it did. It's like when it comes down to business, like practicing and stuff like that, like our practice was shit in general.
Trey says scratches 100%.
I don't think it was personally, like in terms of like how we were playing.
But it's still like, I suppose when you get to events, you got this to think about, and then it's like it makes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when we got to the event, like it was done. Like you didn't care.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's the whole you're in this org, you want to try and leave, and then it's going to come down to you having to look after yourself and be like, right, well, fuck this.
Disagrees, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was more like it was just like I didn't wake up and it was the first thing I thought about. Like I said, I chalked that money up like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like I knew I wasn't seeing 50k. That's just how it is. Like I didn't wake up thinking, fuck me, I need that money, blah blah blah. Because I don't want to sound like a dick, but like no, we didn't need it, we wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like we earned it. Like it's not like we were living in Vegas eating fucking stale bread for every time we was out there. Like we all had money, but it's just like that's not the point. Like it's extra 50 grand we wanted. So.
I mean, I suppose this is one of the things, you know, a lot of people talk about like salaries and stuff for COD players and say like, you know, these guys are on a lot of money, etc. But this is the other side of it, isn't it? Like it's an industry that's still in its infancy, and shit like this can happen. This is why it's like it can be a risky career.
Infancy, dude. We've been doing this shit for a decade.
But it's still in a grand scheme of things as an industry at this level.
Everyone is getting paid nice. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you ain't getting paid, you ain't getting paid nice.
Yeah.
My contract says I'm getting paid nice, but if I ain't actually seeing that fucking money, I ain't getting paid nice.
It's true.
I can show you my contract, and everyone's like, "Fuck me, Trey's raking in the cash." No, I'm not. I'm not getting any of that fucking shit.
Shit like this happens, you become accustomed to the money. You know, it's the same with everybody else. You get a pay bump at work.
Pen to paper, fucking sign that shit. Yeah, fucking red team's getting paid money. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's heard about it. No, I ain't been paid in 3 months.
Fuck.
Jeez. All right, let's move on to this statement. And it's interesting because it's on the stock market.
It's class.
So also this is translated from Swedish, so I don't know exactly if it's going to be a great translation or not, but we will certainly find out. So it starts with Red Reserve Entertainment. Red Reserve AB discontinues Call of Duty law. I imagine that's translation is on somewhere wrong. It says that the board has decided to close down Red Reserve Call of Duty. It's his law, but I'm guessing it means team. As disharmony within the team and poor profitability in collaboration make it impossible to pursue further according to good business practice. Basically, they're saying that it's an immature market with poor bearing capacity. And it says the operating cost of the team due to the players' high compensation requirements is too high, which is very interesting considering, first of all, they negotiated those fucking statements. And second of all, obviously, they were talking you, gassing up, saying they want to pay you more, which is mental. You guys are being paid too much so they couldn't do it. What actually happened there is they couldn't find an investor, they couldn't get sponsorship, and they couldn't make it profitable. They promised something, they overpromised and under-delivered, right? The players negotiate for what they want to get. That's it. You can't blame the players for being paid. Fuck.
What I got from this was, it's the players' fault that they weren't earning us enough money.
Yeah, but it's not your job to earn money, mate.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like what I got from the saying was, the players weren't earning us money, and I'm not being funny. Call of Duty is not earning your fucking org money. Like that's a fact.
I didn't see any sponsors coming.
No, but that's a fact, and like it's why when I was saying like we had a house full of we had me, Matt, like Reese, Ben, and Joe. Like that's a content creation dream. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt's hilarious, Joe's a troll, Ben's hilarious, Reese hilarious. Like we had like you had everything there to make a good content creation around, and you didn't even fucking try.
100%.
That's what you just look at what Rec done as well. Rec's done the exact same thing as Red, but Rec capitalized on what they're doing.
Yeah, look at what Rec are doing.
They're sending out the blueprint at the minute.
Go look at Rec's video numbers because they continually are going up. And if you're a sponsor, you look at that and go, "Oh, okay." You know, it started off with a few thousand views on each video, but now it's getting to consistently 30, 40k. And they're continuing to pump this content out. That's going to get better, and that's what sponsors want. They want eyeballs on teams.
Yeah. Long story short, Rec's got fucking good ownership and good vision, and fucking Red was just run by fucking idiots. There we go.
TLDR.
And that so this is I think
Well, Rec are doing everything in their power to show that like how a new org should be run.
Yeah, it's just got a really good business plan and structure behind it and a good vision. Red just seemed like they were just chucking money at a fucking wall, trying to keep everyone happy with money when it shouldn't have been the case.
by the way, the statement isn't finished. The statement isn't finished. Before we get too far into that, they said the team also wrestled with mutual discord, and therefore does not perform the absolute top results that are necessary to justify further investments. Few interesting parts of that. At no point have Red Reserve in this statement taking any responsibility for mismanagement of funds, for failing to get in more investors, for failing to get any sort of sponsorship, for managing cash flow, for renegotiating a deal with any players. They have at no point in this statement mentioned themselves as being anything to blame. They said they have put in... there is parts. They said the company has put intensive effort in to get sponsors. But says the market is not ready to invest into teams to the extent that we've been required to continue the teams. It's interesting to see that people don't want to invest in you, considering the fact that you all have new orgs and player and owners and teams.
Yeah,
I mean that's interesting. But they don't blame themselves. They said that they put in the effort, and basically the market didn't want it, which is quite frankly bollocks. And then changes in the market and internal problems have also made the team unsellable. So basically they're saying, because you guys weren't having the best of the vibes, probably for, not being paid 50 grand each that you were owed and wondering whether or not you had to live on the fucking streets, made you slightly unsellable. Not the fact that they put a fucking great price tag on you and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But it's just like, at no point are they saying, that they mismanaged anything. It's all about the team not performing, or the team's not sellable, or the team had internal issues. Yeah, well, you also owe the team fucking $250,000.
It's like you can blame the team if you really want to, but like,
man, they want to.
I'm saying you can blame the team if you really want to, but like, bottom line is, like, you didn't pay us anyway, so you can blame me if you fucking wanted to want me. I know what I'm owed, like. You know what I'm owed, like, you might as well just fucking chalk it up from there and just say, listen, we fucked up. Like, we didn't get the investment we wanted. That's what's happened. Sorry to the guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how it should be fucking said instead of fucking, the players didn't perform. Blah, blah, we paid them too much money. Like, the salaries are way too high. Like, all right, if the salaries are too high, like, don't fee in COD.
Or negotiate. Like, if the salary is what they're saying is like, those guys want too much money, don't fucking sign them.
Let me chirp in here. Like, so say for example, you men are asking for 20k a month, right?
Yeah.
They haven't got the money for it, but they're just gonna say, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. Like, and then 2 months down the line, you're fucked. Why not just say no? Then you can go look at other orgs, your Fanatics, your fucking G2s, all those fucking orgs, because I guarantee they would have been very interested in you and said, yeah, we need 20k. They would have negotiated with you and came to a fucking agreement. The fact that they just agreed with you, guys, because you guys wanted a higher number, it blows my fucking mind. Like, it's just mongs.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose you guys. Rah, 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 rah. Like, just, you're fucking with people's lives at the end of the day, and it's just not right.
That's an interesting point, actually, Scraps has just brought up. EG are apparently on the same salary as you guys are. They are 2-9 in the league and they haven't gone bankrupt. Admittedly, Evil Genius does have a very long history. It is a bigger mainstay org than Red Reserve could ever hope to be.
Huge org, one of the biggest in the
yeah.
I mean,
but it's just
pretty sure EGs are in like the top 3 of organizations.
Yeah, EG are big boys.
Optic EG, isn't it?
But But I think the main thing to take away from that is that EG didn't go, oh yeah, it's too high, fuck you, we're out. They haven't done that. Immediately, they've got more backing behind them, but at no point do they, go, oh, by the way, guys, lend us 200 grand. lend us 200 grand, we'll be all right. And then you won't get it back, and we won't pay you.
John's in the chat sitting there from his mansion.
Yeah. Rev's on that 200 grand. He's actually got it. He's actually Patrick in disguise. but I mean, honestly, the fact, because also, by the way, Patrick Anderson, the CEO of Red Reserve, is the person who put this out here, and they've declared bankruptcy. Now, I'm not a lawyer by any shape or imagination. I've actually had an accountant contact me through Twitter to talk about this. And what he does believe is something about the audit going on from Red Reserve to see in terms of how this bankruptcy is going down. And I also believe there's been lawyers contacted and stuff, but it's very difficult because not only are you from the UK, Trey, but you're currently in America, and this company is in Sweden.
Couldn't be any more fucked up if you tried.
Yes. So, like, you can't have a meeting with somebody in the UK to begin with. So you have to have a meeting with an American lawyer who then has to know Swedish law and then bring it back into how the UK interacts with that. So it is a massive problem. I'll be honest with you, has anyone got any other further comments on the situation? Because it is, frankly, one of the more disheartening stories we've had in Call of Duty in a while.
Right.
I'm just fucking happy every single player's found a fucking place.
That's one of the main things, isn't it? Right?
Yeah,
That's what I deleted it, but like.
But the fact that they're all still sorted and they're all still playing in the league, that makes me happy. As long like, and I know people have got fucked over because they've all stayed in the league, but we keep that D-store for another time, another episode, I guess. But
We'll keep that. We'll sort that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
we can talk about that another
like,
time.
It is what it is, but I'm just happy fucking very mad. I hope James finds his feet somewhere as well because he's a fucking unbelievable coach.
Yeah, but I'm sure everybody in the chat will probably know what we're talking about. Anyone can go to Reddit, but we tend to not like to chat about things until they're confirmed because we don't want to.
Are we talking about my cryptic team we can't name?
Yes.
yeah. Let's talk a little bit about let's move on then because we've got a grilled Trey about what is I'm sure to be one of the worst freaks had as a professional.
You've made. I was over this shit a day ago and they brought it all back. I'm fuming.
Mate, you should be fuming.
Like I said, I texted you, Bryce, the same thing, and I was just like, all right, like I said to you, and I was like, chalk it up. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you didn't. I was slightly angrier than you were, which is surprising. And said a few things on Twitter, and I don't regret a single bit of it. There's an interesting because it's not the only org drama that's going on at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Nation of Power have been in the news. Now this is an amateur org, and it's actually so complicated that I haven't been able to exactly figure out what actually happened. Like someone was saying, "Oh, we got paid a bit here, and we didn't get paid." And we wanted to go to Fort Worth, and then we went to the Canadian event. Tunn, have you read any more into this?
Yeah, I had a little look into it. It's not clear yet. It's sort of like a he said, she said sort of thing at the minute. So it's hard to sort of break it down. From the owner's perspective, it sounds like the coach might have been pulling the strings a little bit more than he should have been and wasn't letting them know things, but then the coach just said he wasn't doing that. So at this moment in time, I don't really know what the truth is, to be honest with you, and I don't think anyone will probably find out. But either way, it looks like the team is being dropped, and from the owner's side of things, it doesn't sound shady. But then from the other side of things, it does. That, there's just been lies again, this sort of thing where promising such and such are not happening and people are not getting paid in time. But on a smaller scale to probably how I'm portraying that. But at the same time, it's, I think one of the weirdest things I seen posted, and Marky B actually I think replied, was at one point, I don't know if it was the coach who said this or hold on. MV officially announced Desi and Ferro. Okay, we should probably talk about that instead if that's actually just happened.
Aches is a fucking swindler.
Aches is a swindler. Where is this? Has anyone got a link?
Yeah,
I don't know if it.
Link in the chat.
The EG assault has been moved to restricted free agent.
There we
just dropped to 2-time. And Aches is swindling still in 2019. Oh dear.
Oh damn! All right. Well, here's the new topic. First of the roster mania results is coming in. Decimate and Ferocities. And Apathy. I always feel like Apathy gets better later in the game.
Yep, you don't drop that motherfucking ape.
Mate,
He calls himself an ape, by the way. Please, no one fucking take that the wrong way.
I was about to say out of context, mate.
No, but
Jordan.
he does. Oh, shut up, man. He's fucking unit when it
Oh,
comes
mate,
to
his arms are huge.
But
Can I
second part of
don't
the
get a
year,
boner, bro? Fuck me.
I know.
Mate, he's jacked.
it blows my mind, bro. Fucking Aches is still in a fucking team. He had fucking War Machine and fucking, and he was still shit. Yikes!
Dude,
I
that's
wish I
the
could
world
talk
champ,
like
man.
that. I don't give a shit. App literally fucking. Oh my god, I don't even want to go there, bro.
I was interested because I've always thought App gets better
He does.
as time goes on.
Maybe that's one of his faults. He needs to get better quicker, but he's gonna fucking be a G in that EG team.
But the whole rumor on Reddit was that like fucking Hook's running the show essentially, and he's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. But
Yeah, well, fucking Aches has obviously been whispering in Hughes here. Whispering sweet little shits to him.
in terms of the actual change, I mean, Decimate played really well at PLQ. He's been one of the players that a lot of people are talking about. Should be moved into a pro league team. It's a good step for him. I don't think it's a bad pickup at all. Ferro as well. We know we've seen he's put in decent amount of work. From what we've seen, a lot of people sort of felt like he was maybe scapegoated out of that 100T team. So I don't know. I think
What up, mate?
it needed to happen, didn't it? All right, Matty pal, how's it going? Go on up in the chat. But yeah, we've seen it coming for a while.
Trey, if Matty wants to add anything, he's more than welcome.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, right, yeah, I think Matty wants a word.
Fuck Red Reserve, phase up.
Right, here we go.
So who are Trey and Matty joining?
Yeah, it's 45 minutes of conversation discussing it, and Matty.
Alright, back to Envy. Back to Envy. I think Bryce's mic's fucked again.
Has
Shit, Mike, bro. Shit, Mike. Shit, Mike.
check my 1 2.
Bryce is fuming.
Need to reset my fucking PC after this. But we're talking about Envy at the moment. But
What's
Matty
the
has
PC?
done that nicely. Huh?
What's a PC?
What's a PC?
Oh shit, you meant your computer. Alright, cool.
Lost it.
All right,
Come back.
it's broken again. I tell you what it is.
Bryce might as well wear those Astros, man.
Yeah, stick your Astro mic in. Put your Astro mic in.
Might actually have to at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Have to what? What's an Astro?
nah. Right. Hopefully that'll hold now.
Alright, anyway, back to the Envy thing.
Envy.
Yeah.
Back to the Envy thing. Obviously there's players that. Alright, Red fucking Cod Burner was going off this for us to change. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
There's a lot of things.
He's back in full force, isn't he?
There's a lot of things that I know that I'm not gonna say, but like that Envy team will be good. I just don't know how good.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
one of those.
Huke is unreal.
Yeah.
But like, there's something missing. There's something missing. I don't know what it is.
I was gonna say, what do you think it is? But
I don't know what it is.
Just fucking take Aches out of that team and keep fucking happening. It would
it's
actually
it's almost like you've got a bit of a vendetta against it.
No, I haven't.
I think it's things that
I don't think Jordan likes that. Pat, if you
Envy haven't announced it yet, but Reedy's actually joining to play with Aches. It's gonna be the greatest.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
That'd be mad. You two
I
are
mean,
would be fucking amazing.
it's good to see everyone like back in the league though. I think Desi's good. I think JT's good. Fucking Pharaoh's good. Just how good will they be?
Yeah. I think it's a good team. And this is where we start to, by the way, because there's lots going on at the moment, and Rosterman is starting to come to head because technically Trey and May haven't officially announced where they are yet.
What do you mean? Matt just confirmed it for everyone.
Maybe he's baiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I told you. Trey's in the Midnight Studios right now.
Yeah, I've seen those fucking phones back there. How do you do it?
Looks a bit like Purple Grape.
Midnight up.
Midnight up. Let's move on from the episode because Nation of Power stuff is also, but Lightning Pandas have wrapped up their Call of Duty org today after their disappointing run at the PLQ. It seems to have not gone any further for them. Admittedly, a little bit short notice, but
Yeah, that sucks for the players trying to find an
Yeah.
org for London because I know all are at a short strap right now.
Yeah. I suppose the good thing is with it is that it is London, so
Yeah, but majority
Yeah.
of those players haven't been getting paid for a bit.
yeah,
so
I know.
it's not like how it used to be. Like when I went to my first event, I was paying out my own pocket, but a lot of people ain't done that in ages. It sucks really bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the writing was on the wall when they didn't get sent to Fort Worth, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah. Which is a shame because I like all the boys at LP, all the Kairos lot, they're good fellas. So, but that's the thing. You'd rather someone do that than be at the point of where, oh no, just keep plowing money and see what happens, and then boom, do something like Red Reserve did, where they start overpaying people where they can't
I
pay.
mean, what they done for the event,
It was
Fort Worth
bad.
was kind of bad.
It was bad.
The players all thought they were going 2 nights before. Bang, they're not going.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in Renegades last year, I literally got sent my flights for New Orleans 2 days before we flew, and leading up to that event, it was fucking with my head. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. Practice wasn't fucking good. Like, I'm sitting there fucking thinking, what the fuck's going on?
Pal, we don't get our flights till we don't get ours till like the day before either. Who knows if we're going?
I mean, I've actually had
You guys know you're going, so that's different to when.
nah. See, I've
didn't.
in my career, I've had that shit happen to me.
What was
As
it
a-
Fort
as-
Worth where we didn't get it until like a day
Yeah, that's why we didn't get to the day before. But I actually had that shit happen before, where I got sent book your flight detail like form, and I did it all, and I said, oh, by the way, this didn't work or something. And then like 3 days later, I was like, oh yeah, you're actually not going. I was like, oh cheers, thanks for that, brilliant. I've already kind of booked that part off.
I mean, I was sitting in a Vegas house yesterday. An unnamed person comes in and goes, yeah, your flight's booked for tomorrow, 6 a.m. I'm like, hey, fucking no sleep, fucking flying shit like that. Like, no, I'm here, Midnight Studios, run it.
Oh my god. All right, this has been a good episode, and there is still much more to cover in terms of.
You've got me for 30 more minutes.
All right, sweet. Quickly, let's talk about. People talk about Optic a lot at the moment. Like, is there issues in the Optic camp?
I don't fucking know. I've been disconnected for the past 3 months.
Brilliant.
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I feel like TJ's getting unnecessary slack. Like, that's pissing me off. How are you gonna talk shit on TJ, bro? It makes no sense. The kid is unreal. You gave him grapple sorg and you think he's gonna fucking throw up numbers? Like, makes no sense. You should bait him for Crim, Scump, and Dashy, like, and even Karma at that point. Like, you're never gonna look good in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
It reminds me of the Karma situation. Like, everyone just like starts slating Karma.
Yeah, like Karma's frying now. So all right, one person's playing bad, so you blame him.
What do you think about, like, here's the bit that I've been interested with. It's a lot of the fans hinting at this. Like, they feel like the internals of Optic is kind of butting heads at the moment. A lot of it centers around Crim. A lot of people are talking about Crim.
I feel like Crim's teamed with so many mature players, like Formal. He's always teamed around like maturity. To then go to Dashy and TJ that are like kids and having fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's just getting annoyed at that. Because like Crim is like the center of attention. Like, he's hilarious without even meaning to be. Like, Crim would rage and then Dashy would laugh. Like, I don't know if you've seen the clip. Like, they all start laughing.
Yeah.
And then Scump goes, gas me up, and he goes, shut the fuck up, Scump. And like, it's just like everyone's just trying to have a laugh, like, whilst being stressed playing scrims, because scrims aren't like fun. They are for me now, but like, they ain't
They are
fun.
for you now. What's changed, Trey?
Just having fun, brother.
Oh, okay.
Having fun.
Interesting.
Just having fun. Like, to me, like, a fresh start is what I wanted and what I needed, and I just found it fun.
Yeah, no, it's always buzzing when you get a new team.
Oh yeah, it's a honeymoon period, and I'm fucking taking every bit of it.
Great.
Fucking taking every bit of it in fucking full force.
Fucking online tournaments that you just be raking in fucking 150s back in the day every day.
But the Optic team, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
All right, let's get questions in the chat while we start to wrap this one up. I'll kick off with the question I actually saw earlier. Best guess of who the cod burner is?
You don't want to know my guess because it's probably true.
Marky fucking Bryceland.
Wait,
Otherwise.
Mark was in my top 5 list because when all this shit was happening with me, he messaged me going, "So what's happening?" And
Yeah.
I said to him, "I'm not telling you."
Marky fucking
And
Bryceland.
he goes, "Why?" I just replied, "Burnaby."
No,
I
I think the top dogs have got a good idea. As far as I'm aware, all the boys at MLG, and I sort of believe what they say. But I think it would be.
I haven't had that conversation.
Wait, what? The top dogs at MLG have a target who the cod burner is?
Yeah.
Who-
We
who
chat about
do
it
you
later,
think
but
it is?
I can't. It's not.
Team Maven is going to get him any day.
It's not my place to say that. As a
Wait, can you write in this shit?
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Before you actually tell me who they think it is, I'll name 2 players who I thought it was literally based off one Reddit thread. I thought it was either Clay or Aches because of the way they reacted to something. And I just couldn't figure out which one of those 2 it was. But now I'm much less sure. For a while, I thought it was one of those 2. I thought it was either Clay or Aches.
Probably some weird Donny that actually uses Reddit on a regular basis. So I could actually think it might be Aches.
Bryce uses Reddit a lot.
Me?
Yeah, well, Reddit,
I don't know nothing.
like if you use
I'll
Reddit,
tell you what, Bryce uses Reddit a lot and always DMs me for shit.
Whoa, Trey. we go
Same.
through it. You're usually DMing me and having a discussion on something.
Well, yeah, because I
Bryce?
know you're very opinionated. I just like seeing you rage. Like when I messaged you about the house situation, you were fuming, and I was just like, I was drunk as fuck, thinking, well, I don't know what the fuck should happen.
No, it can't be me because I'd have to speak to all the other 2. If it was just Red Reserve Cod Burner, then I would, maybe I would know. People think it's Brian's take. That was a popular one I saw.
I'm actually annoyed you thought.
Wait, that's actually a banging fucking thing. Neither the burner or Brian State knew he got dropped as EU's coach. Lol.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Bro, even the coaches are hit Rostomania, bro. That's how you know this year's fucked.
Yeah. Marky doesn't know he's been replaced yet.
Wait, Marky's in Scotland, bro. Bev was on the next flight to Splice offices.
Oof. All right, let's go through the questions that are currently in the chat. I'll find out where they start. I've actually fucking lost it. It's gone down quick. A lot of it has been when's the phase announcement?
Do you mean what's phase announcement?
What phase announcement?
What's
I don't
that?
know. That's just the question. When is the phase announcement?
All right, we'll pass through that one.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that.
Someone asked who wins London. We haven't. I'm going to pass that one as well because we haven't got all the rosters officially confirmed yet. Scraps wants to know what does the future hold for Reedy?
Mike's gone.
What does the future hold for Jordan Poole, Leonard Reed? Honestly, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Firstly, what I will say is, from your boys and from all the staff here at EGL, congratulations on the engagement, Reedy.
I appreciate it. I mean,
And
yeah,
from the staff at FA's finest.
I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, thank you. I mean,
One question I got for you though, Jordan.
yeah.
Is Emma getting invited to the wedding?
If you, quite a lot of people are gonna get invited to the wedding, but fucking, I need to work it around an event, which is gonna suck.
Well, that's a great idea.
Oh,
Yeah, why don't you have it at the event?
oh fuck no.
Yeah, I'm not sure that MLG are going to allow Reedy on that main stage, mate.
Grand final is a
chance.
fucking whole main stage just turns into your wedding.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be at London, so fucking, we'll see what happens.
We'll have it at the Hippodrome.
Yeah, mate, just crack it out. We'll get it done at CWO London.
Get it done quick, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be in Miami or Fort Lauderdale. I can tell you that for free.
All right, let's move on then. Question for Zer0. Why did you guys pick up Bance over players like Alex or DeQueve at the start of the game?
Because Bance is my fucking boy and Bance is better.
Fair enough.
If you take Ben, like, DeQueve's unreal, Alex is unreal, but Ben is just... Bro, you need Ben back in Black Ops 3 form and he's the best player in the game. Like, that's facts. Alex is unreal. Alex basically had a team set anyway. and we're not trying to like screw over other players, especially when Ben's just going for free on the market. You know what I'm saying? Like he was free. It just didn't work out with Ben.
It made perfect sense. It just made perfect sense.
And Ben's back in the league. Like I'm happy for him. Already texted him.
How
Love
do you
it.
know he's back in the league? What the fuck?
Have you not seen Reese's timeline?
yeah.
to be
Reece
fair.
does get his team a secret.
We
as he
can
films
surely
them
talk
getting
about
out.
this.
Ben's back in the league, and I'm happy because
just to confirm for that, because we should have talked about that. You are right. I believe Rated has been tweeting out, and if the names I've seen him tweet out have been
Tweet videos of Alex and Brett.
Yeah,
and
right.
Yeah.
Because of the videos, it looks like the team that Reese has, unbeknown as to where they end up organization-wise, is Rated, Joe, Bance, Alex, Brack.
good team.
Oh my god, they're winning London. Let's get it.
Good team.
full gas.
I mean, I'd like it more if I didn't have Brack. He called me shit. He's shit.
Well, I mean, he's still in the league, to be fair.
I didn't qualify for the league, so I ain't got anything to lose. Fuck you.
All right, let's move on. Here's a question: who is better looking, Scraps or Wuskins?
My brother, SKRAPZ.
All right,
No, I'm gonna have to go with Bradley there.
Tunn.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were all answering this question. Oh, God.
Oh yeah, mate.
It's not just for me, is it? Questions in the chat.
I think Matty's better groomed.
That couldn't have been. That might have been the worst reply.
He looks after his haircut, and I think sometimes Brad just rocks up, but I respect it in a way.
Brad's a bit scruffy. I can see that. Yeah.
Wait, Bryce, who are you saying then?
Yeah, who you saying?
I'm gonna play the easy one and say Scraps because he's there. Easy with that one.
They're both great looking lads, though. Both great looking lads.
That's an interesting division. That's a divisive topic. We talked about Emmy. Yep. Fun fact. Nobody knows this. I wanted Jer to start this game. That's from Scraps. Interesting. Jed's just godlike.
Everybody wanted Jed.
Yeah, who doesn't want Jer, man?
He's shit.
God's sake.
Jordan.
Jared's a slayer.
Yeah, he is.
And I mean,
Trey, are
he's
you
one
happy?
fat.
Are you happy with your new team?
He's not. He's gonna say fuck no.
More than you would ever know. I'm going to bed happy that I'm scrimming the next day. That's how you know I love my new team.
Fair enough. All right, we'll fire through the rest of these then, and then we'll let you go. Players that have surprised us this year with their performance.
Getting abused in the chat.
Reedy?
Yeah, what?
Who surprised you this year with their performance?
I'll give you like 5 plays after Reedy's done.
5 players that have surprised me.
But you don't have to
No.
get five,
I'm gonna give 5. Like you can give as many as you want.
Joe. Honestly, Joe. He's been on fine form, Joe.
You know what? That's a good shout because I think he had a little bit of a slow start to the year while he adjusted, and now I think he's adjusted really well to this game considering the new 5.
Put the Maddox in Joe's hands. He's off.
The only time I'm ever going to give him props, though, because he can't outgun me. He can only shoot me in the back. But yeah, Joe, I think he impressed me a lot. On this.
I'll give you 5. All right.
Go on.
Go.
Brack.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Envoy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Joe.
Mhm.
And then you got people like Havoc from Genji as well. He's been frying. And then there's one more. He was in my head. Completely forgot though. Literally just there. Completely forgot.
Funny Temp, Hook.
Nah, but like you expect them to fry.
I don't know about Temp.
What about Dashy? Like he came with that impact he has made. Like is
I don't like you can't even give like them play like you expect Hugh to fry, you expect Don to fry, you expect Dashy to fry. Like we're talking about players that like have came in from like Dashy got rang into Optic, so you just expect him to fry.
Can I say Parasite?
No.
I think he's been better than I thought he would.
I tell you who's been frying in the league though. Saints.
He has actually. I actually thought that I didn't rate him going into that team, but he's been playing really fucking well. So fair play to him. He's been really good. Yeah. It's a shame he's not going to be in London though.
I tell you who's been unreal this game as well. Priester.
Oh yeah, he's a joker. He's a joker.
All right, let's move on from that. Who's the worst trim in the Pro League?
Coaches count if so, Marky Bryson.
Yeah, Mark.
Marky V it is.
Mark might have the worst trim in multiple countries.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to move on.
He was giving mine shit before. I've genuinely texted my barber during the show because he got to me. Unbelievable from the shittest haircut on the bloody pro circuit as well. Unreal.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I'm not saying anything.
Wait, I've actually got
I can't talk about trims, man.
I got a bad trim right now.
I can't talk about trims. I want to move on. Trading shots. Do you think Gen G are fan favorite of London because of the league record? I'll be honest with you, yes, because right now it's roster mania, and if you don't base upcoming events off previous performances that you have, kind of the sample for, then you're basically just guessing and hoping at players.
When he's saying fan favorite though, is he meaning like to win or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it was a weird question if it wasn't.
I don't know. League is completely different to an event.
It's a different environment.
Bullshit place.
The league is completely different to an event.
Yeah, Columbus isn't real life.
I wonder who's going to be the fans' favorite outside of Optic in terms of like support.
Wreck. If Wreck get far, mate.
It'll be Wreck.
Wreck.
Yeah, Tommy's boys. Where are you gonna fucking have the toes bouncing up and down in the crowd with Benson?
Oh yeah, mate. I think Tommy's actually bringing like 200 of his own fans with him. He's like literally. He's sold like.
Didn't he say? Yeah, didn't he say he was going to buy them all a beer? Whoever used it as well.
Well, does he know this? It's plain London prices for beers. He's
Tommy's actually going to need to win the event, not to lose money.
At least Tom's got cash flow.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll be like, I'll buy you all tap water. Come through. I got you with the tap water. I ain't got you with a beer though. Let's move on. Best caster.
Oh, Miles is my favorite. Sorry.
I was gonna say Miles, but I have to mute him because he casts with Phil.
That's the problem, isn't it?
I'm not giving an opinion on a favorite, like best caster. I think.
I think that shot for Momo. To be fair.
No, I think they're all like good in regards to what they do.
Yeah.
In terms of like chances, like really good at analyzing and stuff like that. Chances just smart. Maven's unreal at being hyped. Like if you get the right combinations, unreal. Like Benson's really good.
Silverback.
It's a very talented lineup.
Silverback's my favourite.
Silverback, brilliant.
Silverback, unreal. Say no more with a suit.
Moving on. Is Reedy just as depressing? No, normally he's lovely.
Wait, what? Hold on, what's happened?
Someone asked if Reedy is just normally this depressing.
Wait, what the fuck?
Trey, you can playing Zoomer on FIFA anymore?
Yes.
Yes, brilliant.
Did you give him the hands?
I love playing Tommy on FIFA, bro.
I'd hope so, because you're quite good at FIFA.
Yeah, no, Trey, did you beat him?
Yeah.
Well, you've not lost to him, have you?
You smoked them.
I lost once.
Oh, yikes.
I was Man City.
And?
Man City on FIFA are garbage.
Wait, who was he?
Barcelona.
They're just
similar
shit.
teams on FIFA, though.
No. I'm running up the wing with Sterling. He's running up the wing with Messi. Completely different.
Regime's a fucking G, mate.
He ain't Messi.
I'm depressed anyway, so I'm just gonna see myself.
Can you stop talking, please? You're really.
Right, I'm gonna need to route through a few more, and then we'll be done, and then we'll flag it somewhere.
Listen, stream, ask some fucking questions. Nothing about fucking FaZe. Nothing about fucking FIFA. Ask some real questions. That's a good question.
What's going on? Well, you find it, Trey. I trust you.
Do you think franchising will stop the red situation happen again? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
Franchising makes everything secure, legit, and everyone will be fine.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna risk their league spot when they drop that amount of money for it. We still need to do our franchising episode, but because it's such a big episode, we have actually been lining up some serious guests.
Oh, serious? He's gonna try get Richard Lewis on, isn't he?
We've got team owners and stuff, and people potentially in the franchise stuff next year, and people who've dealt with the franchise stuff.
Anyone gonna get paid for this show, Bryce?
They get paid in exposure, which is useless. But
we are that now, are we? We'll pay you in exposure.
You should get the rich guy on it.
We basically don't have money to pay Bill unless EJ gets the wallet out.
Don't look at me.
Franchising show with special guests.
Will Desi continue his form after months off? He hasn't had months off. He's not like been playing. He's been playing every single day.
Yeah.
He'll be good. Who has the biggest cock? Me.
Right, brilliant. Best player in Blops 4?
I can. Anyone on my team.
Anyone else?
It's your team. Full stop. Question mark.
I ain't telling you, am I?
Oh,
Who is the best?
wish I
How
knew.
many pair of Yeezys do you own? I own 0 pairs.
I own absolutely fuck all.
You don't have any Yeezys, Trey?
Nope, won't
He's
ever
not on
buy
my
a
hype
pair.
anymore.
Wait, I could sworn you've had a pair before.
Nope, never had Yeezys.
Oh my god, Yeezys are too cheap for Trey. He likes his off-white.
Oh, they're nice. They're nice. They're just too mainstream for me, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't want to spend £200 on a pair of trainers or Trey. He likes to spend £1,000.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Too cheap for him.
Recently,
Yeah,
I've been wearing Crocs. Know that. The funds
Um,
have not been coming in.
Right, last like 2 questions, and we'll end this here before we get way off topic. One of them I'm interested in. One says, "Do we know of any new European players on a come up?" Because
No.
Yeah,
Basically,
they've had a Be
Alex-
Nasty, Radicals, and all them fuckers.
I don't know if they're on a come up though. Like,
Oh,
I don't know.
They're playing with
I tell you what's hard now. The fact that there's literally no European no European presence there anymore in the in the UK in terms of who you can actually play to get brought up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Back in the day, all the European teams were there. If you got picked up, then you were going to the American events, and that gave you exposure to the Americans. Now you're not getting exposure. It's weird.
I get that. And here's an interesting one: Swanee or Gunchy?
Swan.
You man are fucking high gunch every single day of the week.
Oh wait, hold on. We want respect.
I don't know. Just Swanee or
It's
Gunchy,
like-
mate. I like hanging around with both of them.
I'm picking gunch every single day
Who's
of the week.
better, Swanee or Reedy? Swan.
But it's not the point. Gunch.
Do pro players get dressed in the dark? If not, why did Alvis never match? I feel like I'm quite well dressed. So,
I feel like sometimes the shorts and baggy jogging bottoms at events still, which is just weird.
No, I just think it's a lot of the Americans can't dress themselves.
I think Reedy's well dressed as well when he was playing and stuff like that. I feel like the Europeans are quite well dressed, to be fair.
I
Europeans.
appreciate that.
Is it-
Americans get their mums to pack the suitcases still. We'll just throw that one out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Should the UK have its own pro league? I mean, you can't really do that.
I think it should have its own national league that's hosted at G-Finity every week. That would be sick.
That would be sick. Remember, I come from Black Ops 3, Bryce. You really were spitting facts. I always spit facts. That doesn't narrow it down, Scraps. And I think we were talking about your come up.
Who's come
I think
up?
Scraps back in the day when you
Oh.
first sort of had to come up. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think that's it, apart from final statements, because we could just continue reading the chat for the next 3 hours. Let's start with Reedy. Reedy, anything you want to say to the stream?
No, but honestly, boys, going to be in attendance at London. Make sure you buy your spectator tickets. Use fucking code Scraps, fucking Bryce, whatever fucking code.
Hello.
Ray Zer0. I know Tunny
Oh.
hasn't got one because he's not fucking G.
I didn't ask.
Like that. But if you're going to be in London, it's going to be a good fucking time, and hopefully I see the majority of the man down there.
We will have a London special just before London, with more guests, and we will discuss everything going on London-wise, including hopefully somebody from Gfinity, and they'll kind of talk through parts of the event. Fingers crossed.
Slasher just said, "What's wrong with your mum packing for you? My mum's the go." Slasher comes prepped. His mum is the G.
Thank you for coming on, Reedy. I know I appreciate it. I know Tunn, never asks, but you always make it.
Yeah,
You let me down the other week. Don't give me that.
I was flying back from fucking America, mate.
Trey, thanks so much for coming on. I know this has been a big episode. We've lent on you quite heavily for this one, so I do appreciate it coming on.
I've been chilling, bro.
Love it. I genuinely do appreciate the fact we grilled you for 45 minutes.
I've been chilling.
Any kind of last word, shout outs, anything? I know you can't do your announcement yet, which is with the plan.
So we're waiting on it happening.
No, nothing really. Just,
We can keep the chat going for another 30 minutes, surely, maybe. Question mark?
he's
Wink,
got-
wink, nudge, nudge.
I gotta go scream stuff.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I got to set up a monitor, or I'd actually stay, but I got a monitor set up so I can
Oh
actually.
my god, that takes so long.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do it on stream, am I?
Tunn?
Nothing from me. More than as you said, we got the London episode. That's going to be on either next Sunday or next Monday before the event.
Knowing Tunn, it's never.
No, it will. It will. It's just this week we haven't got anything next week, but then Sunday or Monday will be the London episode, and we're gonna have a shitload.
Perhaps,
Matty, you can always.
Matt, you're always welcome on the show, mate. Always welcome. I mean, I don't know if he's talking about now.
Wait, I tell you what, me and Matt should do. We have a chair right there. Me and Matt should set up a camera over there and just sit on the couch.
I love it. I
love
that.
couch.
But the London episode will be the final of this season. That is the plan. And then we're going to have a bit of an overhaul of the graphics, that sort of thing. A bit of an overhaul of the show. But yeah, episode 20, by the way. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. It's taken us maybe a little bit longer to get here than I would have liked through no fault of my own. Disregard everything Bricey ever says. But yeah, thank you for everyone for watching. Obviously, this will be on the YouTube. And we will keep you up to date on the EGL Twitter of when the next episode is going to be. Marky would just like to cut a line in it so we know there's a season. It's just
that's right. Marky will be back soon. Don't worry about it. We'll have everybody on.
When he's got
we're gonna get better.
Wait, Mark's too big for us now.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, isn't it?
All right. Well, that has been Spitfire. Thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate it. Make sure you follow EGL and go on the YouTube and stuff. And also put a comment down on the YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube. We do read them and kind of come back. Feel free to give us feedback. Appreciate Trey and Reedy for coming on and giving up their time. We know they're very busy people.
Busy as fuck right now, bro.
I'm fucking retired. I'm big chilling, cuz.
Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.